When your instrument is broken, we can check whether the problem is from the hardware, like the sample holder, the motor, or from the software. Like this instrument, the problem is because of the burning of this controller. You can see the controller is totally burned because of the dusty and the humidity and the water soaking. So today we will introduce and reconstruction of this controller for a broken ball miller. There we are going to install a new control system to control the ball miller. The function including the speed control, time control, clockwise rotating, anti-clockwise rotating, and time, and also the detector of the rotator speed. First, let me introduce this controller to you. This controller is a self-designed construct motor speed control. The speed control is controlled by a frequency converter. This frequency converter can adjust the speed by this button to increase and decrease the speed. This meter for total working time control. This meter for program time control. This meter is for mill speed testing. This button you can choose whether use time control or continuously work. In the ball miller, because it's a very tough and hot generating instrument, so we recommend you to use the program time control. You can still follow the recommended program from the original manuscript of this ball miller. How long the working time and how long the stopping time, you can just follow the original recommendation. But the first you need to set your working condition. Here I introduce how to set the total time. Press the set button until enter the setting page. This is used to set the unit. We set as its second, and we don't recommend you to set too long. Click Set again to write to the time setting. Use the Set key to choose the position. And Up key to increase the value, and Down key to decrease the value. Here I will set the total working time for 1,500 seconds. So the instrument will stop working after 1,500 seconds. After finish setting, press the setting key to confirm the setting. After the setting confirmed, it will jump out and save the total number of the time setting. When the time starts to counting, this testing value will decrease. To finish the total time setting, we will come the setting of the program time. The program time will allow you to set the time of the programs. You click the Set to start the setting. The first is indicate the rotating one with the total working time 120 second. You can use direction key to choose the number and use up key to increase number. This number don't have to decrease, so if you want to decrease, you need to click until it go in cycle. After finish send the first program, you click send, go into the second. The second is a stopping time, so we will recommend you to send at least 1 minute, that means 6 seconds. Go third one will go about another 120, means it will change its rotating direction and for working 120 seconds. If this is not fit for your inquiry, you can choose the position and increase it to your value by here, but we don't recommend you to run too long. You can follow the time recommendation from the manual of your ball miller. Click again. Send key to go the for one. This will send the stopping time for another one after finish the working of the second direction rotating. We send it into 6 seconds and click send. This will finish the time setting. If you want to check, you can find it. It will working, rotating with 120 seconds and stop for 60 seconds and change the direction, working for another 120 seconds and stop for another 60 seconds. Then finish this one with turning into a recycle. So the total working is working, stop, change direction, and working, and stop. Then change direction, working again. This will fall as a total recycling working programs. After finish the setting, you can click this CR key to start the counting. We can see the program start to run. You can click set to stop the working during work. You can click start again to count the time. After all the setting finish, you need to turn off this one and restart to confirm all the settings. The setting only need to do when you use it first time or you want to change working conditions. After that, you don't need to change the time, the program time, or other parameters. Here we will introduce how to use this controller. First time, you plug in the power supply, turn on the switch, and the electronic will start to supply. Then you turn on the switch. You can see the total time start to counting. This will be control your total working time. Start from you turn on this control box. Then you click this start. Then the program will start to run. Follow your setting program. Slowly rotating this button, increase the motor speed. When you start to increase the motor speed, you can find that the ball miller is start to working. We slowly increase, then the speed will increase. We can see here the speed is already reached to 64 RPM. We can increase again. to 100. One is running much faster now, but this is not safe. So when you use, you must lock your ball miller property and put the cover there. This system has alarm. If your working speed is too high, it will be start to showing the red. Then you must be pay attention. So the maximum speed of the ball miller, you must follow the original manual of this ball miller. Now the time counting of the first round is reached about 30 seconds left. We will see what happened when the time reached to 0. When the first program ends, the ball miller stops. It will allow the ball miller to have a stop and also for cooling for its hardware. This will help to protect your hardware parts. And when the time starts to counting, it will be stopped for about 1 minute. So we will wait to check when the time reaches to 0, what will happen. When the second stopping program is finished, it's running to the third rotating. Now the ball miller change its rotating speed and start to work, follow its speed, starting speed. And we can see the speed is about 110. These balls have fan exhaust to exhaust the hot generate inside the control box. So you must make enough space in this side to forbid the burning of the controller. And the change of the speed can be done during the running. But the rotating of this button must be slow. Then slowly, you can change it from a fast speed into a slow speed. The rotating speed now is 55 RPM. You can also stop the rotating during the working and let the program to run. After finish your running, if you follow the time program setting, and this one will cycling until the total time finished. Or you can stop by yourself by the speed control. After finish all the work, you turn off the button to stop the electrical supply, waiting for the frequency converter to exhaust the reduced electronic, and then you turn off the switch. Remove the plugs. This plug is to connect to the ground for the instrument. It's only protection, so you don't need to switch on this button. But later we will install an extra exhaust fan, then you can turn on it.